A new survey by the real estate firm Royal LePage indicates that 1 in 4 Canadians say they plan to purchase an investment property in the next 5 years, even though the cost of borrowing has gone up so much. So what is driving Canadians to lean into real estate? We are joined by Phil Soper, President and CEO of Royal LePage. A quarter of Canadians, a lot of them won't achieve that, presumably.
Yes. But clearly they're listening to you and your colleagues speak about record levels of immigration, new people needing roofs over their heads. They know we've got a critical housing shortage in the country. And while interest rates are up, house prices are down. So there's a number of different things pushing and pulling on this market, but clearly it's in fashion right now.
And we're talking about people who want to buy a residential rental property.
Yes, these are small entrepreneurs, landlords, 4.4 million of them today. 11% of the population are in the game of being landlords, which isn't for the faint of heart. But interestingly, half of that number say they're going to buy another property. So they're in, they know what they're getting into, and they want to do more of it.
Yeah, catch me. I wouldn't fancy the call in the middle of the night, plumbing problems.
I've done it when I was younger. And it's, my brother got fairly big as a small, like 10 properties in Calgary. Creates quite a bit of cash flow. And the concept a lot of these people have is they will, about 69% say, I'm in it for capital appreciation. But a lot of them also think of it as, say, an alternative to an RSP in retirement, a source of income after they start working. So different motivations for different people.
Do you have a breakdown on how many of these people want to buy an Airbnb property?
No, Airbnb rules, they're quite strict in Toronto proper. Some parts of the country, they're not, and they form an alternative to hotels.
Getting stricter, though, in a lot of places. True. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
This is predominantly providing our rental. When you think about it, 32% of Canadians rent. These are their landlords.
A lot of younger people would like to get into the game.
Yeah. I was surprised at this, and then I thought about it, and I said, well, you know what, the equity markets haven't been great on, for the last, our youthful people, particularly the tech stocks that they favored, and real estate's been very good to their parents. Interestingly, 15% of the respondents who are now investors who own investment property don't own their principal residence. Isn't that kind of mind-boggling?
It does sound strange because it's so attractive tax-wise, living in your principal residence.
That's true.
Having one, yeah.
It's true. Now it's a business, so they have business income, not personal income. My future son-in-law and his little brother bought a place. Great, personal story. He went to work. He's out of school 3 years now, went to work in Calgary with my daughter. His little brother lives here in Toronto, and they bought in St. Catharines. 44% of people are buying investment properties outside of we call it trading area, outside of their neighborhoods or regions of a city. So they're using the tools available to them to essentially understand what the housing stock is across the country, and they're investing where they think they'll get the best return.
What would you do, though, if there's maintenance problems? You'd have to hire somebody in that community.
So in Luca, my future son-in-law's case, it's his father. And I think we'll see for the less sophisticated or the smaller owners that you own one, they're the handy person, or they have family or friends who do it. As you accumulate properties, and there are a full third are in the 2 or more properties, that's when you can afford to hire a handyman or a manager.
A professional person.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, we've heard about exorbitant rents here in Toronto.
Yes.
It's kind of a tragedy for people.
It is.
Yeah, they're being sucked dry by it. But across the country, are residential rental rates high? Yeah,
we've got a housing shortage. We see this in the purchase side of the housing industry, where already, there's upward pressure on home prices. We had to revise our overall outlook for the GTA to 7.5% this year from flat. That was our forecast at the end of the year. At the end of the first quarter, we bumped it up to 7.5%. And I can tell you the indications are it's going to go higher than that. The rental industry is exactly the same. The critical housing shortage we have, it's right across the country, and it's pushing the price of housing up, whether you're on the purchase or the rent side.
Do you think this problem, we keep hearing about supply,
Yes.
will that be eased? I mean, we don't see governments going wholesale into building public housing, as far as I know.
It's getting better. Densification regulations are showing up at the municipal level. Vancouver, we're seeing quite a bit there. You know, the infill, make it easier to put suites in a home. And in fact, in this investor report, we see that the largest number of suites, and we see this by, we ask, do you live in the same property that you own as an investor? And it's a significant, like a third in Vancouver. So you're starting to see people use their creativity, but it's not a short-term fix. And it will put upward pressure on housing right across the board.